All right, I'm sitting here with Colin Nathan. It's been a while since I've been here to interview with you. Let's do a catch up and get back into the business of what people want to hear.
Yeah, I think the last time we actually spoke was summer. It's like winter now, so it's getting very cold. Not here in the gym though, because the gym's hot. But now, before the fighters come, it's cold.
It is the hot box gym, but you've been traveling a lot, going overseas, doing business. I mean, how's it all going?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's boxing's a tough game to be in, but I love what I do, and I'm just very blessed to be with some amazing athletes and representing amazing athletes, and just traveling. I just enjoy traveling. Obviously, I didn't go on holiday; I went for work, but it's been good, man. So I'm off soon, actually, to Mexico, Viva Mexico, for Heki's bout. Looking forward to that. But just on the go always, concert still.
That's a big one for South African boxing because it puts Heki Budler with an opportunity to fight the WBC Eliminator. Elwin Soto's a big name abroad. I mean, this is a big one.
Yeah, man, I just love putting these kind of big fights together for South African boxing. So, yeah, tough fight for Heki. I think stylistically he is going to be an absolute nightmare for Soto. We got neutral officials, as you know. I requested it with the BC president. He granted my request, so I'm looking forward to a good fight.
And you're also taking one of the returning boxers, DJ Kriel, with you on the trip as well. He'll lend some of maybe his experience that side.
Well, that's the point, is that obviously he's a good energy kid. He's fought in Mexico before, so he kind of knows the environment. And just great to have around as well. And we'll bring in Bernie Pellman, South Africa's #1 cut man, in my opinion. Just a great trainer as well, great boxing brain too. And it's just great to be putting these kind of events and fights together.
Speaking about Mexico, going to stay on that topic, Nontshinga has got confirmed for Mexico now to fight also an IBF world title. That's another big one.
Yeah, 19th of August, looking forward to that. It's Women's Month. Obviously, there's going to be lots of activity here in terms of female boxing, but that's a different topic. So very excited about putting that fight together as well. For Sivanati, it's been a long time negotiating, putting this fight together, but finally, I'm very happy that it's here.
Well, it's not Felix Alvarado. It's another boxer who's undefeated. He's got 19 wins, 4 draws. He'll be fighting in his home country. I mean, how many benefits do you think that gives the opponents?
It's a very good question. You know, like, the thing is, if you're chasing legitimacy, you have to be put in these environments. It becomes costly, obviously, here in South Africa with regards to the economy. But if you want to be the best fighter in the world in your division, you have to go on the road. And sometimes it means that you have to go into the person's backyard and obviously fight what's given in front of you, put in front of you, and you have to be in hostile territory. If you're the best and you want to be the best, you have to be in that environment and succeed.
Yeah, they say you have to dare to be great, and one of the guys that did that a couple of years ago was Dlamini, and now he's off to fight an IBF international title in the Eastern Cape. It's another belt that he can add to his collection.
Yeah, obviously, you know, we number 4 in the BC, and we've just been waiting, and like, quite honestly, we're tired of waiting. So we switched him over to the IBF. He's moving nicely in the ratings. Want to get him in position when he can fight for an eliminator. And then obviously, please God, he wins that. We get him into a position where he's mandatory. And then he fights. If it's Josh Warrington, it's Josh Warrington. But that's obviously the plan.
Well, I was going to say, because the WBC champion's Maxio, and then you've got Josh Warrington in the IBF. So if you either of those guys are going to be a very hard fight, you'll have to go to either the USA or the UK.
Well, the reality is if we get a fight contract or a deal put together for those kind of fights, I'll take it, because you can't turn that kind of fight down. And I think Loretta is one of the dark horses of South African boxing. I've said it to you before on your platform, that I think he's one of those guys that can surprise everyone and become champion of the world.
And he's obviously got a lot of young, up-and-coming boxers under him. He's got Ishmael Kadri, he's got Caden Truter, he's even got Kanyiso, who's a couple of divisions up. But, I mean, they're all under him and looking to become sort of what he is doing.
Yeah, and he obviously helps him with sparring too. So there's just a great energy amongst those young kids who you mentioned as well. But he's one of those guys now who I really want to move. And I'm going very aggressively with Dlamini, because I believe that he can become champion of the world. And that's the plan, is to keep pushing, and obviously he moves up the ratings and getting him contention for the eliminator. That's the plan now. Or, you know, if the BC knock on our door and say they want to do a final eliminator, we're ready to go. We really are ready to go.
So we just had a quick change in our scenery because my camera made a mistake, so I should own up to that one.
You don't make mistakes. Well, recollections may vary.
Yeah, exactly. No, just depending on what you see. Actually, this angle's nice as well. Yeah, I just had to zoom out there a bit, but otherwise...
Does it bring out my jawline?
Yeah, exactly. All the right shadows, everything like that.
Good, okay?
You and Eddie Hearn alike,
I'm funnier.
Oh, really?
No. Probably don't get as many hits, but hey.
Yeah,
I mean, you'd be a millionaire if I did.
Yeah, I'd be quite well. Yeah. But we're getting there. You'll get there.
Well, you're the leader in what you do in Africa. I mean, there's no one else who comes close to you, so it is what it is.
I'll take it. I'll take the compliment
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
Cole, I just wanted to quickly go to like a sort of a, while we on this topic of, today is the death that happened in KZN. Unfortunately, this happens from time to time in boxing, but it's really close to home as it's in South Africa. What's your thoughts? Because you're commentating on that fight as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, shattering. It's gut-wrenching. I mean, I can't imagine what the family's going through. He was a young guy trying to become a champion, putting his life and soul into a contest, winning, actually. I thought he was winning. And then just one of the most bizarre endings. It's my first ring death. And just tragic incident that happened in boxing. And, people are asking me, who do we blame? Well, we can't blame anyone. We have to blame the sport. And we know the risks and we know the dangers of what happens. But when it happens in front of you and it unfolds in front of you, I mean, I'm not going to lie, what I saw was scary. And I think it's going to stay with me for the rest of my career. We can't run away and we can't hide from the fact that boxing is a brutal sport. Beautiful, but brutal. Now, there's some guys who called it barbaric. Now, those are the people who want this sport to be banned. We can't call it barbaric because there's rules that govern it to be a sport and regulations. And no one was at fault. Referee Elroy Marshall did such a brilliant job, such a timely stoppage. There were no signs of neurological damage up until the last 35 seconds of the round, and the kid was winning the round. Yeah. But this is just a wake-up call again and a reminder of you don't play boxing, that we just don't know. And I think the hardest part for me to digest what happened on Sunday was there was no sign leading up till the last 35 seconds of the contest.
Yeah. Scary scenes in KZN, and obviously, it's going to take a while for a lot of boxers that have been watching that to adjust as well, because it's sort of, you get into the ring, you kind of know what can happen, but you don't ever expect that to happen.
The thing is, Hayden, is that if the kid took punishment, or if the referee never stopped it, or if the doctor overlooked certain things, or if the corner should have stopped, that was never in play. That was never in play. Like I said, the kid was winning. He was up officially on 2 scorecards and one headed level going into the last round, which he was winning. And then all of a sudden, he walked onto an innocuous jab, 40 seconds in, and then kind of looked to his corner. And then obviously everything, you could see neurologically there were issues. And that was scary. But and I think the hardest part is we just didn't know. There were no signs leading up to that point.
Condolences, obviously, to the Budler family. It's a hard one to take. I mean, he also just graduated university as well. So a lot was in him to become something, and to do something with his life as well. So that's a huge loss for the family. Moving on to another KZN boxer is Maruti Mtsalane. What's happening with Maruti?
So we're looking at bringing him back for his farewell fight in September. He turns 40 tomorrow, so it's a big milestone for him in his life. An absolute legend of South Africa, actually of African boxing. Yeah. Probably, arguably, the greatest flyweight in South African boxing history. Just glad that I was part of his career. Did exceptionally well, and we're looking at bringing him back in September, potentially in KZN as well.
Yeah, okay, so that's a big one for him. Obviously, you said that if you do get that call for that WBC, you'll be on that plane straight away.
I mean, listen, you can't turn down a world title shot of that nature. So let's see what happens. But we're looking at his farewell fight September.
All right, and after Maruti Mtsalane, we obviously spoke about Dlamini, we spoke about Heki Budler, we spoke about Sivanati Nontshinga as well. So
we're looking at bringing Hedda back for Women's Month. We're looking actually at a rematch with Ruth. I love that fight. I think it's very appealing. I really believe that we can make the adjustments and make it a much easier contest. That's the kind of fight that I want for Hedda. She's moving up nicely in the world ratings, particularly in the IBF. Obviously, the ultimate goal is for her to get into position to fight for the IBF world title, and then the rest will be up to her to become champion of the world. But I mean, that's the direction that I really want to push her in. Ayanda Nkosi is fighting on the 23rd or 24th in Polokwane, defending his WBF World Lightweight Championship. Also very, very talented fighter for South African boxing. Also another dark horse, actually. You know, one of those kids who's just, he could be a surprise package for South African boxing. So there's a lot of activity looking at bringing Conco back as well. I really want to bring him back. I think he'll start moving in the world ratings again. And it's just exciting times. I mean, there's lots of shows happening around the country. You know, pretty much every week, every second week, the shows. You see a lot of provincial governments getting behind the provinces now and backing certain promoters to get these fighters going. And if the fighter succeeds, I'm just too happy, because that's what it's all about. They need the opportunities. And you know, like, we boxing fans by heart, so why not?
And then what about the Truter brothers? Anything coming up?
Yeah, of course. The Truter brothers, so thank you about that. Truter's very valuable boys in my life and career. Kane's going to be fighting in June. Tristan's going to be fighting in July. And don't forget, we're looking at bringing Ishmael Qadri back. Also want to schedule him very, very soon. And Abdulaziz Kunert's going to be having a baby. So once he is settled at home with a baby, we're looking at bringing him back as well. Caden's going to be elevating now to a 6-round fight. Okay. Tristan either 6 or 8 rounds, but it will not be a junior middleweight. He will die making that way. So he's going to move up. He's moving up potentially even to super middleweight. Yeah, he's had a growth spurt. Yeah, Anushka's been feeding him. Yeah. You ask her about that. Anyway, and then and Katlego, Kat, he's also going to be coming back in July. This will be his last 4-round contest, and then eventually after that I want to take him up to 6. Showed a lot of promise and poise in the gym. So the Truter brothers, very impressed with him. Tristan's now starting to get his identity in the ring, what he wants to do, and Caden's obviously one of those prospects who's just growing and growing and growing. So very excited. And then also we're forgetting DJ Krill. We're forgetting about him. I want to bring him back potentially in September. I think September is a good time. He'll shed the weight. It's coming down, but it's coming down not as fast as I'd like, but it's coming down. Gradually. I mean, he doesn't deserve the dessert, does he? It's a private joke. But yeah, just lots of nice activity, lots of things on the go. Just working on things behind the scenes, as you know. There might be another announcement soon with regards to someone joining the gym. Very excited about that.
There'll be a whole nother interview.
There'll be a whole nother interview. Maybe the person will be sitting next to me, depending.
What I wanted to say is also because Jared Silverman came into the gym as well, and I did an interview with him, but that's another addition to your gym.
Yeah. So look, we had an option to bring him and fight him now in mid-July, and I've said no. I just want him to adapt a little bit more to my coaching and obviously the gym environment, sparring. So we're probably going to push him back, and he's come back to August, September, somewhere there. I think it's a good time. And probably either do a 4-round or 6-rounder to bring him back. And it'll be at the welterweight division as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is confirmed, him at the welterweight division. Someone outside of your gym, but you're representing Patrick Mukala. I mean, we didn't see him in like 3 years, and then he came out looking like Roy Jones Jr. in his last fight. Yeah,
very impressive. Looking obviously now to step him up. I actually have a meeting with him and Jody next week, and we're going to sit and discuss the way forward. Ideally, I'd like maybe an African championship for him. Just depends on what we want to do with him, and if Jody and Patrick are cool, then maybe look at IBF Africa. Let's maybe take a look at something like that. Very talented fighter, very gifted. Jody's very excited about him. I'm excited that he's back in the ring now winning. So let's see what the future holds. But yeah, that's probably pretty much on my radar with him.
All right, so I'm trying to look around the gym now because I just want to see if there's a lot of boxes here. I don't want to, inevitably you're going to miss someone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I am going to miss someone, and I just hope that person's not going to be pissed off at me. Man, it is what it is. I'm just going to blame you because you should have organized where are the questions?
No, I don't.
You don't, just add.
They just come out of my head.
Yeah. So, yeah, just like I said, exciting times. It's just great to see all these shows happening on various platforms, streaming, different broadcasting stations. I think it's just great. It's a great energy in South African boxing at the moment. So, yeah, just really, really exciting. Some interesting fights as well. You got Tyson Knapp coming up soon. That's going to be interesting, very intriguing. A lot of people are split down the middle. Not giving my prediction. But it is what it is. And then, of course, what else is happening? Yeah, that's it. There's some
exciting stuff that haven't been announced yet, but they're coming out.
Yeah, they'll get announced and they probably won't happen. You know what it's like, all that bullshit. But that's boxing, isn't it? Yeah.
All right, well, Viva Col, and that's it.
Remember what I said, while recollections may vary. Viva, bro, great seeing you. Thanks for...